Welcome everybody, and hopefully that we can begin to work on this newest project that I have set up for you in on Canvas page. And you can find this in your modules, and module 10 is continue with AutoCAD, and this is going to be your solve ortho shapes. Now there is a lecture that I found with this particular project assignment. You can watch it if you want, but I decided to create my own little brief lecture on this because I did not necessarily care too much about how the lecture was done. So once again, this is going to be your actual project. It's going to be worth 100 points. And then, so if you go down here, all the way down here, you'll see my entire rubric. This is kind of how I'll be grading on. So if you met deadline, cool. If you haven't, all the way down to you pretty much didn't. So congratulations, you're earning 0 points. But that's 0 points out of just the 10, which is for the entire 100 points possible. So just take a look at the actual rubric by way of orthographic presentation, dimensions annotations, layering, and missing piece, as well as the met deadline. And so let's begin. Pardon me. By the way, this is my very first video, so hopefully I will do well for you guys. If you love it, please let me know. If you hate it, don't tell me, because then I might cry, but who knows. So let us officially begin. So whenever we work with our designs through AutoCAD, with this part, we're either going to be working with AutoCAD ISO or AutoCAD, which is the differences are AutoCAD ISO. You see that this, or how it's highlighted AutoCAD ISO when I just simply hovered over new. There's AutoCAD ISO. That means that the default will automatically go to millimeters, where AutoCAD will automatically go to inches. That's what we're going to want for today. So if you do not have this AutoCAD ISO, or pardon me, AutoCAD up and running, go ahead and click on Browse Templates, click on AutoCAD, click on Open, and then go from there. All right? So now let us call this one, make sure that you save it. Now I'm going to save it in just a little bit of a different name because if you could tell, I actually already have this saved up here. So I'm going to call mine CAM for my first, middle, and last initials, and then solve ortho shapes. I like that, CAM SOS. That's kind of a, oh, and then, oh yeah, that's right, this is my 67th time, so dash 667. There you go. I love it. I know. Already been a long day, and technically it's only 8:43. So let's go ahead, and now what I'm going to do for all this kind of stuff is, first off, we type in units, and all I had to do is type in UN and hit enter. Now, I do want to escape out of this. Let's pretend I had a line tool working and activated, and then can I type in UN? No, because see, it even gave him that little red perimeter right there. It means that you already have something else activated, and so you cannot type in any letters. Can I do it down here? No, I cannot do it down here in the command prompt because it's showing me that I need to do a line. I'm working with lines right now. So hit escape a few times. I just like to hit escape a few times just to get it all set up, and just like one or two, okay? Now type in UN, then hit enter, and it automatically calls up the drawing units. We want, instead of decimal, we want architectural, but it's still at inches. That's what we want, okay? So click on OK. Now, once again, we need to have proper dimensions, so I'm going to type in D for dimension style, or dim style, kind of for short, okay? And I'm going to hit that, go to modify, and then I'm going to go to make sure my primary units is on, switch it. For me, it's always kind of activated because as I've been teaching you guys lately, that one automatically goes to this tab. Why, I don't know, but that's the way it works. And then I'm going to go to decimal, architectural, and then I'm going to click on OK. So see how that changed? Did you see how it changed right here? Kind of, well, for me, being an old guy, it's going to change right here. See, this is showing me architectural units. I'm going to go back to decimal. Automatically, it switched to that. Now, if we decided to go to decimal, there could be a time when I'd say, okay, guys, you need to make sure to change out your positions, but we're not going to do that for this assignment. Next assignment, we will. But I'm going to hit the architectural again, okay? There, and close. There we go. Okay, so now we need to set up some layer properties. I'm going to go up here. This is what's called the layers panel, okay? Click on your layers properties, and then I'm going to click 4 times for this. Technically, our instructions on this sheet say 3. We need to do it 4 times. I'll let you know on the 4th layer that we're going to be working with. First layer. Now, again, I want to change our thinking. One of the first layers is that they talk about is shapes. I want us to switch our mindsets and think of renaming this layer to objects. By the way, you see that green check mark? That's simply meaning that that layer is activated. Don't worry about that at all. And type in objects. I did hit my capitalize button just because I kind of get used to doing that with architectural lettering and stuff, architecture stuff. Now I'm going to go rename the next one, and here's the one that is not presented in that assignment page, and that's hidden lines. We want to do hidden lines, but also we need to do borders and annotations. Now annotations are also dimensions, by the way, but I'm going to keep it as annotations. And then my last layer, if you remember correctly, anyone know? Come on, anyone know? Yeah, borders, not the restaurant. Okay, so object lines. That now we need to get the colors down. So object lines, if I remember correctly, it's 40. Object lines slash shapes, it's 40. So I'm going to type in 40, hit enter. And I'm going to type in this one, since that's also hidden lines, and that's going to be same, 40. Annotations, if I remember correctly, that one is going to be like 130, I think. Nope, yep, it's 130. Well, I'm starting to memorize this stuff. That's kind of scary. 130, which technically it's going to be this color right here. Yay. And then, yes, last but not least are the borders. That's 160 or blue. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now let's get the line type for hidden. Okay, line type for hidden. And I'm going to go down here and I'm going to find the hidden lines. And then I'm going to click on hidden lines again. And oops, almost hit load again. Then I have hidden highlighted. I'm going to click OK, and there we go, and see how it says hidden. Now I'm going to click on line weight. We're not going to work too much with this yet, but we eventually will. I'm going to click OK, and then it should look like this. So now I'm going to click on the X button, and so now here's the thing that we need to start working with. And that's that we're going to start using these different line layers. As we have these 4 layers, now I'm going to click on borders, and I'm going to click on the rectangle tool. See, here's my rectangle tool right up here, and I'm going to click and kind of bring it out. But what I'm going to type in is 10. I don't need to type in the quotation marks or inches, and then I'm going to hit tab and then type 8. Okay, so once again, I'm going to repeat this. And I'm actually going to show you just a little bit more detail. There's 10 inches. This is going to be this border right here. And this inch mark right there, that's a quotation mark, but we use it as inches in the engineering, architecture, and drafting world. You do not, for AutoCAD, you do not need to use this inches because it defaults 2 inches. Same thing with the 8 inches. You will not need to use the quotation mark for the inch mark for 8. Okay, so once again, click on the rectangle tool, click, zoom out a little bit or scroll out with a little bit with my mouse. See how I'm going in and out. I'm going to type in 10. Hit tab, that's the key. Don't hit enter, hit tab, then type in 8, hit enter, and there we go. Now, I know, please, for some of us that have already done this, go ahead and keep it, okay? Just go ahead and keep it, please. Don't do what I'm doing. Because what I'm doing is I've seen some of my students, they have had it like this, to where they have scrolled way out, and then they type in this, and take a look at that. Take a look at my numbers. They look really weird. And then they type in 10, and then Mr. Morrow, I don't know what's going on here. Well, it's just that you scrolled out so much, and then so long as you got the important stuff done first by way of the AutoCAD template, plus the proper units, plus the proper dimensions, it's all going to be fine. Then hit enter. Well, it disappeared. Where in the world did it go? Well, that's when we can go to either to here or to this zoom extent. So I'm going to do this one today. And then hopefully, oh my, you know what? And then even Mr. Morrow kind of messes up. Oh, I sure hope this is not going to be my day today. Well, how about this? Let's go ahead. If you followed what I did, I sure hope you didn't. So I'm going to go in here. Here is one thing that I do like to do. I just kind of start over. I admit it. Click. There. 10. Tab. 8. Enter. It's huge. But guess what? That's correct. Forgive me, guys, for perhaps messing with your minds. Now, I kind of sometimes start doing this stuff on my own. I forget that I need to help you out. I'm going to click on the offset tool, and I'm going to type in 1. Now, technically it's 1 inch, but I do not need to do the quotation mark, which is the symbol for inches. All I have to do is hit the enter button, click, and go inward, not outward, but inward, and click, and then hit escape, and then this is the first part that you need to have, okay? We're going to be making 11 more of these, but let's now switch over and go to the object or shapes layer color. And so now I do know, first let's go to the front view, it's going to be a 5 by 2.5. 5 by 2.5. So 5, tab, 2.5, enter. Then the right side view is going to be 1.5 by 2.5, because it's always going to do the vertical first. Pardon me, the horizontal first. So, like I said, 1. Now I'm going to do a different way for the half. So I'm going to do dash 1 backward slash or whatever that is, and then half, enter. Oh, and then I should not have done the enter. Congratulations, Mr. Morrow, you failed. Wow. This is why sometimes the videos are better than I am. 1 dash 1 half tab 2 dash 1 half backward slash to enter. There we go. Look at that, nice and aligned. And now let's do this last one right here. So since we're doing the horizontal first, 5, tab 1.5. So I don't like doing all the extra work for the fractions. All right, so now here's another thing that you're eventually going to have to do. And then, because see, look at all these lines. They're all completely one holistic unit, so they're rectangles. Eventually, we're going to have to do some offsets to make things, and so we need to have each and every one of these lines here as individual units. So we're going to have to explode the rectangles. So first off, did you see what I did? Click, let go, then highlight each and every one of those, and then I go to my explode button right up there. Explode. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to now click on copy, and now I'm going to then hit enter, and then I'm going to click there, and if you make note, as soon as I see my green square, that's when I can go ahead and I can kind of click. See, my green square is right there, but did you see how it kind of jumped over there? That's what I want. Click. Click. And click. And then, like I said, I don't know if you could see this that well, but see how it's over there? The actual rectangle is right here, but the green square's right there. It's kind of a little bit off, but I click, and then it automatically jumps over to that proper spot. Then, once again, same thing, click, there we go. So technically, we have all 12 of these things have officially been set up. And now I'm going to quickly hope that my brain can keep working. And I'm going to click on this offset tool. Oops. Click on the offset. Type in 2, because right here it shows me that this is 2 inches from this side to this side. In other words, this side to this side. And then hit enter. Click, and then go that way. Now, I'm going to reactivate the offset. Instead of going up here, I'm just going to click, enter, enter again, and type in 0.75. Enter. The reason why? Because this from there to there is 3/4 or 0.75 in decimal format. And there it is. So now, let's zoom in there a little bit. I'm going to get my line tool, and I'm going to click here. There's many different ways that you can kind of work this stuff out, but so long as the key is that you're actually going to have to be precise in it. That's one of my major requirements. If I don't feel like you're being precise in this stuff, you'll have points off. Okay, so what I did was I just went and used my line tool and went straight down to here, and then went straight over there to there. Now I'm going to get my trim tool and go from here to here to here, holding down the mouse button, and then to there, and let go. There we go. Oops. There we go. And now, also, I need to highlight. Now, the reason why I have this highlighted is because I'm going to keep it highlighted. Let's do that. I'm going to keep this highlighted because this is the boundary. This part where the orthographic views are drawn in, that's the boundary for where we put in our dimensions. We, if at all possible, never put a dimension outside of this boundary. Sometimes we're just going to have to do it, but for the most part, we cannot. But speaking of dimensions or annotations, that's another name for it, we need to make sure we're in that line layer color. So first, I'm going to kind of also do it a little bit different. I'm going to follow the guidelines set forth by the drafting gods, if you will. I'm going to click on from there to there for 5, and then I'm going to click on here. Ooh, that's always kind of cool when that happens. Click there to there, and then click on that line, there to there, and then I have to click from here to there for my 3/4, and then, oh, there's my 1/2. It's kind of fun when that stuff works out. But now I can go ahead, click, and it's all gone, and this is what it's supposed to look like. If you put your dimensions like how it's set out like this, that is fine. I am not going to count off points. I want this dimension, this dimension, this dimension, this dimension, and this dimension to be shown. Okay? That is what's going to earn you full points for this drawing. Make sure you do it this correct way. Okay? So hopefully you guys can handle it on your own. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And I'm going to say goodbye. You have a good working day.